Hello everyone, this is Prakash from IT Crowd Prax Talks. Let's continue with the previous discussion. We have seen sets. Now we will discuss about one of the very much important topic that is dictionary. This tutorial will mainly focus on Python dictionaries. So we'll begin with understanding what dictionary exactly means. So dictionary is nothing but unordered insertion of mutable collection of key value pairs. Now we need to understand whenever we are creating a dictionary, it will always have unique keys. Unique keys means keys cannot be duplicate and it every key will have certain value in place. So it is kind of a key value pair that will come in place of dictionary. Just to give an example, I have just created one dictionary over here. I'll just quickly copy and I'll just quickly paste here and I'll run this code. So if I call student back and run this particular cell, then you can see this is how the dictionary will get printed. So let's understand what are the characteristics of dictionary. As I told you, dictionary will always have a key value pair. So that's the first characteristic. Now, if you check, values can be modified. That means whatever values are there stored under particular key, those values can be modified. Keys are unique. As I told you, keys cannot be duplicate. Values can be duplicate. Some keys might have similar values. Keys must be immutable. So keys should be immutable in nature as per the characteristic of the key. A key can be integer, a key can be float, a key can be string, a key can be tuple, a key can be boolean. So the keys what we are talking about, following things can also be keys. However, you cannot add key as a list, dictionary or set since these three ordered collection of elements are mutable in nature. So dictionary cannot have a keys which are mutable in nature. Now let's understand how dictionary can store different multiple kinds of data. Multiple kind of data means is a dictionary that we are going to create will have heterogeneous data. That is what we are trying to check here. Now if I am checking here, ID is integer, name is a string, salary is in integer, then again active, inactive, it is in Boolean, that is true or false. Skills, the person who has skills, that is in again string. And address is again, we are giving a nested dictionary because address we need to store city as Delhi, as well as we can also add some additional elements like if we want to add, say, flat, flat number, colon, 101, comma, then we can also add building name, colon, say D D wing, comma, and this I will of course have to include in double quotes or single quotes as required. So this is how we can have nested dictionary as well. So if I will just call employee again, you can see this is how the dictionary will get printed. Now dictionary is always indexed by keys. That is what we can see here. These are the index and values are stored as per towards the appropriate key. Now dictionary will always have a dynamic sizing, means you can add as many key value pairs as you can or as per your requirement since dictionary can grow in size. Now let's create a empty dictionary. Now, if I'm creating empty dictionary, I'll just quickly comment this code. Say D is equal to empty curly braces. So if I will check type D, you can see it's a dictionary type. So that is how you can create empty dictionary. You can also create dictionary using constructor. That is, say E is equal to dict and you just add parenthesis. And now you can check type of E is equal is nothing but dictionary. So this is how you can also use constructor as well. Now coming back to creating dictionary with values. Say if I am creating one dictionary is equal to curly braces, I'm adding say name colon say PREKSH comma and again phone number colon 8378999877 whatever it may be, whatever comes to your mind you can add as a phone number. Then you can add address or you can add city and you can say colon say Mumbai, and since it's a text you need to enclose it in the single quote or double quote. Now if I call this D again, you can say this is a dictionary that I have created. So that is how you can create dictionary with values. Now we need to understand, can we have a duplicate keys? That is what we were checking, right? So we can just create one dictionary and try to add one colon, say one colon, I'm adding as A, comma, one colon, I'm adding as say B. Now you can see if I print dictionary again, you can see only one element is added and the first element is not added. So that is why dictionary can have only unique key and not duplicate keys. So that's we checked. So these are some additional things which I have created. Now you can also create a nested dictionary using list. I'll just quickly tell you d equal to, I can add tuples here, comma, and tuple here. Say I'm adding name colon Prakash and say city colon Mumbai. And if I just, I think we need to use comma, right? So I'll just quickly use comma here. Since we are creating dictionary with tuples, we need to use comma in place. So this example was to create dictionary using constructor that is dict. So that's why this error was there. Earlier we were using curly braces. Instead of that, we need to use constructor dict parenthesis. Then in the list, we will pass the key value pairs as required in tuples. So that is how it will get created. Now this is a first step that how we can create the dictionary using different key value pairs. Also, we have seen the nested dictionary. Now let's understand how we can access the elements in the list. Sing in the dictionary. So there are ways in which we can access the dictionary. First is we need to type the dictionary variable, and we can just in the square braces we can just give the key of that particular dictionary that we want to access to. Now suppose I have a dictionary which was, say, this one. I will just quickly run. Now if you can see here, if I am just checking what dictionary this is, so this is how the dictionary is. Now if I can say D of, say, name, now you can see I have accessed value of this particular dictionary which will hold under this particular key which is name. Now we need to check another method, that is dot get method. So we can also access using dot get, d dot get name. So if we do that, it will again work in a similar way. So I am accessing name here. And if I can say d dot get into bracket, say multiple value, if I give phone number, will it work? No. So d dot get will only take one input and one output. So that is how this particular thing will work. Just check whether in the colon if we can access it. It won't allow you. So it will only take one argument, right? So this was dot get method. Now let's understand how we can update the dictionary. So if I want to update the dictionary, I can update the particular key if I want to update. So if I say d dot update, if I say d into curly square braces, say I want to update name equal to say Santosh, and if I print now, you can see this name equal to Prakash is now replaced by name equal to Santosh. That is how you can update the dictionary. There is another way to update the dictionary is to add values in that. So if I say instead of student, I'll just replace it with D, and instead of this, I will just quickly uh, now you need to see here, I already have a city key. So if I run this, what will happen? And if I can check, now you can see the city which earlier was Mumbai now has been replaced by Delhi, whereas this age which was not there earlier in the dictionary, it is added as the last element. So that means you can add element using this particular method. Also, you can update the existing element with this particular method. So that is how we can update the dictionary. Now we need to check how we can remove element from the dictionary. We have checked how we can update, we can add, and now we will check how we can remove. So for removing a dictionary, say I have this dictionary, and if I say delete of D into colon, I have just added age, so I'll just delete age. Now if you see this particular thing that we have added as age has been deleted. We will again add these particular this particular age so that we can also check how pop works. So if I am saying delete is a way in which you can delete. Now if I can say delete D, what will happen? If you see now the entire dictionary itself is deleted. So delete will delete the entire data. So that's why we should be very much careful while deleting the dictionary since it will delete the entire dictionary itself. So I'll just quickly add age in this particular dictionary so that we can just check how pop works. Now we have seen delete. We will just see d dot pop. In the square braces we will give, say, city. Now if you see, sorry, we need to use parenthesis. I use square braces. Parenthesis is something we need to use here. Since it's a method, you cannot use square braces. Square braces is used to access the index. Now if you see, when I'm using d.pop and I'm giving a key, it will tell the user which particular value it is removing from the dictionary. Now if I access this, you can see city Delhi is removed, right? So that is how it works. Now we can just check one more way to clear the entire dictionary. So this is how we can clear. That is d dot clear. If we can check, and if I am trying to access the dictionary, you will be able to access the dictionary, but it will result in empty dictionary. That means there is no value available in that particular dictionary. So now coming back to the next part of it, what are the built-in functions in the dictionary? First, I'll just quickly create this particular dictionary which was already there so that we will have an easy access. I will add a couple of more elements to it. Say, I can just say state, and I'll add state also here, Maharashtra. Okay, so if I can just check D, now it has couple of more elements. Now what we need to see, built-in functions, right? So built-in functions are typically following are the built-in functions which we need to see, which are there. Now first is length. So length of D, if I am checking, it is 5. So there are 5 key value pairs. Then we have type. So if I can say type of D, it you can check it's a dictionary type. So it will return the type. We can also have a ID. ID function will provide you the memory location of it. You have dict that creates dictionary that we have already seen. Now if we use sorted D, then you can see the dictionary will be sorted based on the keys provided. That is, if you see age, name, phone number, state, and then city. By definition, if you can see, it will sort from uppercase and it will go to lowercase. So that's why city is at the last of it. Now, if we can check max, max of D, you can say max of D is city. So it will work on key. Now, if you check minimum of D, it will provide you age. So that is how max and minimum work. Sum of D, it will give you type error. Reason, sum cannot be done when you are working with string. So that's why it is type, it is giving a type error. Here you can see we have mentioned sum of keys it will provide if all the keys are provided in numeric. So if I just change this key to say number, say 4, then I'll just say 10 digits, then I'll just say city as say 3, and if I run it, and now if I print sum of D, it will provide you the sum. So that is how this particular thing work. Now this any and all we will see separately when we are working with these in detail lectures that I am planning to have Python mini blog which will be updated soon. Once we have these detailed lectures updated, we will go from single method. I will be creating around 250 odd videos which will have a single method explained in a very crisp and short way so that people can learn whenever they want to, wherever they want to. People needs to upskill themselves, and there are various ways to upskill themselves. You have ample of time during traveling, during having lunch, or having some coffee break or tea break. That time you can just play that list wherein you can listen for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you can just keep on upskilling yourself. For that, do remember to subscribe this channel as so that you will receive all the updates and press bell icon. So now coming back to what we have here. So list will convert keys to the list. So if I say list of say D, now you can see I'll get the list of keys which are there. Now if I say tuple of D, I will get tuple. If I say set of D, I will get set. That will provide you the keys. And if I say string, it will provide you the entire dictionary. That is how it is. String representation of the dictionary. So I hope we are clear. If you see this particular dictionary is completely enclosed in single quote. So these are the built-in functions in the dictionary. Now let's see dictionary methods. To start with, we have creating a shallow copy. So when we are creating a shallow copy, we can use copy command. So let me just quickly create D as a dictionary, which I have already created. I will update 5 elements as required so that you will have good amount of elements in it. And rather what I would say, I will take an heterogeneous dictionary which was there. So let's take this dictionary, that is employee. Okay, so I'll just quickly. So this is what the employee dictionary is. Now we can see how we can create a shallow copy. So I can say d dot copy into bracket. Instead of d, I think we need to emplo wide employee, and we can just say d equal to employee dot copy. Now if you can see, this entire dictionary is now copied into d. That is how we can do shallow copy. So new is equal to student dot copy. That is what here they have done, and I can just clear as well. If I say employee dot clear, it will clear the dictionary. And if I say D now, it will provide this dictionary as it is. So we have seen clear. Now we will see from keys. Now this is an interesting way to create a dictionary using from keys. From key will help you create a dictionary with unique key values, but all the unique key value will have a pair which will have a same value in place. Means suppose I want to create a dictionary d dot fromkeys, and in the bracket if I give tuple as a comma b comma c, and here I will give value as 15. So now you can see value as 15. Okay. So first I have to define keys in the list. Okay. So what I'll do, I will create one list as A, and I will define some key here. Say A, comma, say B, comma, say C. And I can just quickly say D dot from from keys. into bracket a comma, sorry, a comma, say I can give some value as 45, and if you can see, this particular 45 value is assigned to all the keys. Now, where do we have this particular from key useful is whenever we are having, say, I am living in an area where I have a post box number as 413005 or 411057. Now, this 411057 is applicable to, say, 50 odd areas. Now, I will not go and give all those 50 odd areas the same number updated by using single area defined. Along with that, the key is going to be there, right? So what I will do, I will just define a list with 50 areas included in it, and I'll just use d dot from keys with this list, assign all the areas with this particular pin code value. So it will automatically assign and update the data. So that is how you can use from keys, where your keys are different, however the values are same. So we have already seen dot get method. We can just see items method in which you can get the details. Say I have a dictionary called D, which is already there, right? This is a D dictionary which is there. Now what I can do is, if I want to get some item list from here, I can just click on d dot item, and I'll just give. So ideally it should return the key value pair. I'm not sure. Dict object does not have an attribute item, d dot item. Okay, I have did a mistake. The mistake was I was just writing d dot item. It has to be items. So when I'm saying d dot items and I'm just giving parenthesis, it will return me the entire dictionary. So that is how it is providing me the dictionary, the key and value pairs. If you see, this is a key, this is a value. This is a key, this is a value. This is a key, this is a value. And all these key value pairs are in tuple. So this is how we can just, we saw d dot items. Now we can just extract the keys as well. If you want to extract only keys, what you can do, you can just say d dot keys keys. Now you can see only keys are, the list of all the keys is extracted. And if I say d dot values, then you can say only the values corresponding to these particular keys are extracted in the list. So that is how you can extract a particular value if required from your end. Now removing the element from the dictionary. So here this is a very interesting thing when we are removing the element from the dictionary. Suppose I have created one dictionary here. Let's say employee, which we have created earlier. I'll just quickly copy this dictionary and I'll just paste it here. Now interesting part is this employee dictionary is now created, and now I want to add one particular value in it. So what I'll do, employee employee, and I'll just quickly add one value as say ID, name, salary, active skills, address, and I can say hobby equal to, say, singing. And if I call employee dictionary back, now this hobby is added in the list. Now if you can see, we have this dot pop, and how this will work, if I say employee dot pop and I give key as salary, it will remove this particular salary key value pair. Now say if I am saying employ employee dot pop and I'm not giving any value in it and I'm just writing pop and empty parenthesis. So what it will do, remove, sorry, it's pop item. So if I say pop item, so, so this pop will remove value based on the key, and this pop item, if I'm saying, it will just remove the last added dictionary value. If you have seen, this particular hobby singing was added last, and if I am giving this command stating whatever element that has been added last should be removed, so it will be removed. So pop item removes the last element and pop will remove the particular key value pair. Now set default. Now if you see, set default is also a method that will return value if key exists, otherwise creates the new key. So if you see, set default exactly works in a way in which this particular method works. Now say I am calling employ employee dictionary again. You see we don't have hobby as singing because we have just removed. Now if I say employ employee dot set default and I'll say salary, if I'll say salary, comma, say 90,000. Now if you see 90,000 record is added here. Employee, if I can just call it out, here it is 90,000 salary which is added. Now what I'll do, I'll again give the same command just to show you how set default works. If I am adding 1,90,000 now, now it won't add additional key value pair. Instead, it will update the existing key value pair. If you see, if I am calling this particular dictionary again, now you can see I'm not sure why this is not happening that way. Returns value if it exists, otherwise it will create a new key. Okay, so it won't update. What it will do is it will just return the value. So my bad, if I'm saying 90,000, it will return the value. And suppose if I'm saying state as say HARASSTRA Maharashtra, so it will, now if you can see the state was not there here, now it has added the state. So what set default does is it will find the key in the dictionary. If there is some value exist against that particular key, it will return that value. If nothing exists, if the key itself doesn't exist, then whatever key value pair we have given, it will add that particular key value pair in the dictionary. So that is how set default works. Now let's understand how update works. So if I'm saying employ employee dot update, and if I'm saying, say I want to update salary, and I'll give you the key value pair as 1,90,000. If I want to add, I think there is some syntax error. I think I need to use comma since I'm, oh, sorry. Employee dot update. Is it colon is what expected? Okay, wait a minute. So a student, there was one dictionary student. So it, sorry, dot update will merge the dictionaries. That means I have to give one dictionary in place. Say if I'm giving this particular dictionary in place, say employ employee dot update, and I'll give you city and age as 26. Now what it will do is it will update this particular dictionary in the existing dictionary. So if I'm calling employee again, you can see age and city is added over here. So what it does is it checks in the existing dictionary. If these key extended dictionary is not there, then this dictionary will get merged in the existing dictionary. So that is what has happened here. So I just wanted to check if I will give it again, then what will happen? Or say I am saying it's 30, will it update the value as well? Yes. So if you can see what it does is if this particular key value pair is there, then it will just replace it. And if you have changed some value, it will update it. So what update does is it will extend the existing dictionary to the new dictionary itself. So you have to provide the syntax like this. I'll be able to update the single element as well. So what I'll have to do employ employee dot update, then I'll have to give the dictionary in place. So what I can do is I will just quickly provide one dictionary element as for employee. What I can say whether he requires bus service, yes or no. Bus service, and I'll just quickly say against this particular bus service, I can just write yes. Now, if you see this particular employee bus service is update extended. So single element also you can, single key value pair also you can add. So in update, you need to add a key value pair, and that key value pair needs to be given in the dictionary itself. So dictionary iteration. Now, if you see in the dictionary iteration, I'll just quickly add some code cells here. How you can do. So you have this particular three ways in which you can iterate in the dictionary. So first way being for key in D. That means you are iterating through keys. Then you can also iterate through values. That is for values in D dot values. And also you can iterate through key value pairs as well. So if I'm saying employees as my dictionary, what I'll do, I'll try to create a list of keys. So I'll just define an empty list is equal to this. Okay. And I'll say for I in employee dot keys, employee dot keys, or what we can say for key in employee. So what it is doing is for key in employee. Okay, so for key in employee, that means I'm iterating through key in employee dictionary. L dot append, I'll say key. And if I am now trying to print L, if you can see all the keys have been appended in the list. So if this particular iteration will help when you want to just extract keys from the dictionary. Now again, I'll just quickly check employees dictionary. It has all the key value pair. And what I'll do, I'll just iterate through values now. This time I'll iterate through values. So what can I say? For values, for value in employee dot value, employee dot values, L dot append values. So if you can see, I am just appending values in this particular L dot append value. Now if you print list again, you can see first earlier list I have appended with all the keys. Now all the corresponding values also I have appended in the list. So that is how I can either define a separate list or again I can append the same list, whichever you want to check. Now I just need to see how I can iterate through key value pair. So if you see, now let's call employ employee as a dictionary here, and this is how it is for key comma value in employee dot items. I can just say colon, and I can just quickly give L dot append k comma v, and I'll just run this particular code. Let me check. List dot append takes exactly one argument. Two were given. Okay. So I'll just quickly say k plus v. I'll just try to concatenate int. Okay. So that means ID is not an issue. Keys are values are issue. So I can just say instead of key, I will say k comma v if I am saying I want to update it as tuple. So should I just put it in another tuple that way? Yes, it works. So since there are these key and value pairs, here in this particular example, it won't be applicable. However, in this particular example, we need to add it as a tuple. Reason is key and value has a some as string as well as some values are as integers. That's why the error was there. However, we can just check. Now, if you see, all these key value pairs are updated in tuple. So this is how you can iterate through the dictionary. You can create nested dictionary. We have already seen it. That is dictionary in which you can add one more dictionary. So I'll just quickly run through this creation of nested dictionary. Creation of nested dictionary, DICT, right? So if I say DICT, this is how it is, and I'll just quickly see this particular code. So here in student, we have created one dictionary in which there is 101, 102, and there is additional dictionary which is already there. So, and if I'm reprinting students students, you can check how it gets printed. So this 101 colon, this 101 becomes key, and in this 101 we have this particular key value pairs. In this 102 we have this key and we have just these as a key value pair. So that is how we can create a nested dictionary. Now dictionary comprehension. That means we need to understand, suppose we want to create a dictionary where we want to add some conditional statements in it or we need to add some conditions in it, like we can use if conditions if required. We can also have an iteration condition in the uh, dictionary creation. So these are some of the examples. Suppose I want to create square, so I'll just quickly type a heading comprehension. Say suppose I want to create a dictionary which is named as square equal to, and I'm saying I'm just typing as square and I'll just say x. colon. Now this x becomes your key, and I'll just say x into x for x in range, say 1 comma 11, right? And if I say print square, now you can see this x is iterated in the range from 1 to 11. That is, there will be 10 values. Last index is always excluded. So 1, 2, 3, these are the keys which are formed. Against those keys, we have said for x, what we want to do, against all the value of x, I want to add value pair as uh, x square. So this is how we have just created a dictionary with key value pair. So these can be used in mathematical calculation if I want to uh, do some tables or something like that. These are the real world examples. So that is how I can do. Then again, if I want to have only even squares, that means I will have to check there will be if else condition that can be possible. So what I can do is say x colon x into x for x in range say 1 comma 21 if x percent 2 equal to 0. Okay, I have not given dictionary, that's why this error has come. So it's not taking the argument appropriately. X colon x colon x for x in the range 1 to 21 if x percent 2 equal to 0. I don't need this. This is extra parenthesis. Huh. Now you can see. So I am able to print the even square. So the issue was I have added one additional extra parenthesis because of which there was an issue. Uh, However, this is how I can add the comprehensions, dictionary comprehensions. Say even square equal to curly braces x colon x square for x in range 1 to 21 if x percent x more percentage 2 equal to 0. So if I'll just say even underscore square, I will be able to print. See 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These are the keys, and against that I have added squares. So you can also have some additional dictionary comprehension. Like I have this particular dictionary created. In this particular dictionary, we have marks which are there, and I can just say I'll just want to create a result dictionary which will have result name colon what I want to add as pass if score is greater than 50 else fail for name comma score in marks dot item, right? So that is how I have added this. So it will check this particular for name. What it is going to do is score in marks dot item. So it will just check and it will generate the result. It will iterate through this particular dictionary under the name. It will check the item which is 78, whether this 78 is greater than or equal to 50. If it is greater than or equal to 50, it will add pass. If it is less than or equal to 50, it will add fail. So that is how this result is generated. Now let's understand what are the real life examples for the dictionary. So if you know the earlier we used to have a phone directory. So against every contact we had a against every name we had a phone number. So that is how these were stored as a key value pair. You can also have a bank account details where you have a unique bank account details added for different customers. So customer names can be different, but identifier unique bank account detail will be same. Student record in school also you can check. You have a student unique ID against which there is a student name that is there. So this is how the real life examples are. Now let's understand dictionary versus tuple versus set. Now we have seen dictionary, we have seen set, and we have seen tuple. So list, tuple, set, and dictionary, if we are comparing, list is a ordered element, tuple is also ordered element, set is not a ordered element, and dictionary we are saying insertion ordered element. Means the moment dictionary is getting formed, the insertion is preserved. That means the data that comes first, it will be preserved and it will be ordered accordingly. So we have seen the pop items, right? So where we were removing the last added item. So that is how insertion order is preserved. Lists are mutable, tuple is not mutable, set is mutable, and dictionary is also mutable. In the duplicate, values are allowed, tuple also duplicate values are allowed. In set, we have a unique item that needs to be provided, and in the dictionary, we have key value pairs. List is integer index, tuple is also integer index, set does not follow index uh, since the order is not there, and dictionary has key based indexing is there, and also we have key value pair as in the dictionary itself. However, we don't have key value pair in list, tuple, and set. So this is all about dictionaries. We will in the upcoming sessions we will I will walk you through conditional statements followed by various loops that we use. I have already demonstrated some of the loops like for loop and while loop. Those are the loops that we use. However, we will see those loops in detail in upcoming two sessions. Thank you all.